Music is going down.
Put that issue away.
Alright.
You see that sign right there?
You right. Office area only.
Make sure you guys have that water bottle, okay? Hey, you ready? Ready? Guys.
Yeah, we're good.
We're ready. Yeah.
Yeah, anytime.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuned to your station, your voice, the Galaxy Radio, with the CineManiacs here in the studio tonight on this awesome Wednesday night. We got an exciting show for you guys tonight, all about the Justice League and the DCU. Without further ado, we gotta introduce who all we have on our crew tonight.
I'm Brendan.
I'm Levi.
And I'm Steven.
I'm Irvin. Let's get down to business.
Yeah.
Having fun over there?
Hold up.
Oh, sorry. I got you.
Oh.
No, it works out there.
It works
the
out
board
there.
is wrong.
The board is it's saying that like nothing's
Yeah.
picking up.
It works just fine. He listened to us earlier. It's fine outside. The board's wrong.
Someone that needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
So how are we doing?
We're doing all right.
You guys having fun over there with that new
Yeah.
microphone at the
You
moment?
might just do it.
Yeah, working it out. Yep.
We need to get that fixed.
Yeah.
Well, we'll get it fixed.
Yeah,
Anyway.
What's wrong with this one?
The mic just.
Anyway,
It doesn't
so tonight's episode all about the Justice League and the DCU.
Yeah.
That's a new thing happening. So I want to ask you guys. What'd you say?
I said DCU is a new thing happening.
I meant like Justice League. Justice
Yeah.
League happening, that thing. DC not so much. It's
Yeah.
going around, but so obviously I know you guys are. You especially, you're a huge Marvel guy.
I'm a huge comic book guy.
Well, that's also true. But I know you love Marvel and Iron Man, Marvel, just
Iron Man, Daredevil, all that.
yeah.
I
So
love DC too.
I was gonna say, where does DC obviously is they have a lot different. Their style of like filmmaking for their movies is a lot kind of different than Marvel's.
Mhm.
I want to ask, what do you guys think is what distinguishes them away from kind of Marvel and how they both kind of combine together and like what makes DC unique? Kind
DC
of
is much more serious, and I think that can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing.
It's a lot more darker.
Oh yeah,
Than
it's a lot darker.
Marvel's colorful and yeah.
Just the color palette in
Yeah,
general.
yeah.
Like the color grading, it's just lots of blacks, dark blues,
Mhm.
grays. Like I said, that can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing.
Yeah.
I agree with you guys. I especially love. For me, it's not so much the color scheme; it is the serious tone, though. How they take everything to what it's like, pretty much in the comic books. How everything just gets right to the point, and how. What were you gonna say? Comic books?
No, I'm just thinking, comic book wise, that's how it is in the comics too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like dark blues and lots of blacks and grays. If there's like Superman is probably the most colorful of the superheroes in the DC universe, followed by I would probably say the Flash, because Batman uses those dark blues, grays. Superman is usually associated with like yellows and blues. Flash is red and yellow. But overall, like even in the Justice League comics, it's usually pretty serious, like dark colors, all that. So.
No, I was listening. I was just trying to get myself in the frame. But yeah, I was being non-serious as you were talking about being serious.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Do we normally keep the camera there? Because you're usually always in the frame.
I kind of scooch it back actually, just because a
I
little
was
bit.
gonna say like where do you keep
There
it?
we go. And
You can tilt it like that, yeah.
there we go. All right, you
That
kind of
works.
see. It's okay. I'll get it fixed.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I think it's cool how you were talking about how, like in the comics, it's especially just like that,
Mm-hmm.
and how literally they're making a graphic novel into a movie.
Yeah.
So everything the way through the characters,
Yeah.
the way it looks, the way it feels. So I think they do a really good job of that.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else to add on to you guys before we talk about the movies to review?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, like he summed it up. They're more serious.
Sorry that I'm the nerd. That
No.
Well, that's a good thing.
You're-
Well, that's the good
you're
thing.
wrong.
We have to have
Yes.
you, else it wouldn't be as smoothly flowing.
Yeah.
Especially with comic book stuff. Because without you, I don't know.
Yeah, that's superheroes.
Because I'm not that much. I'm not that like. The thing is, it's not that I don't. You've heard me say this a ton of times too when we talk about like graphic novels and comic books. Is that I don't dislike them. It just for me, I'm not a huge fan of like how the way the
flows.
text boxes and
You
stuff.
don't like how it flows.
Yeah. So, but other than that, I do love seeing just the drawings of it and the illustrations. They're really something to look at. But yeah, so if there's nothing else to talk about, we'll go into the movies we're reviewing tonight. So the movies that we are going to take a look at and review tonight include, so it's all the DCU as the current, right? This
Well,
is
except
all,
for Watchmen.
except for
Yeah.
Watchmen.
DCE.
Gotcha. Is it DCE?
Extended.
Yeah,
Yeah.
DC Extended Universe.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Huh.
Like that's where Suicide Squad is, right? That's where Suicide Squad is right now in the DCEU.
Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
extended.
Yeah, just
So they call it extended.
They call it the Extended Universe because it's like because you have the DC TVU,
Okay.
which is like the DC Television Universe,
Okay.
or like they call it the CW verse or whatever. But to disassociate itself and sort of like branch off from the MCU, they call it the DCEU. So
Okay.
It's like, so that it's not like MCU, DCU. It's like DCEU is like extended because not. Judging from the looks of it, not all of the movies are going to tie in with each other, so it's kind of extended, branching out, and all that.
That's actually really interesting. I always thought. I'm glad you guys told me that too, because I thought it was DC. I saw DCEU once. I'm just like, is that like a typo or something? That I didn't know was actually a real thing.
It's DCEU.
DCEU. All right, my apologies. DCEU. So we're taking a look at those movies tonight, except for Watchmen, of course.
Yep.
That's the first one we're doing. So we got Watchmen.
Watchmen's not in the DCEU.
We got. I'll continue
I
on.
thought Watchmen was the DCEU.
No.
No.
No. DCEU is like the.
It's just Suicide Squad, right?
No, it's
No.
it's Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Suicide Squad, and Wonder Woman, and Justice League. It's all of the movies
Oh,
for the DCEU.
I just thought that was just the DCU.
No, it's
No.
DCEU.
Okay, I thought the DCU was just. I thought there were two. So I thought the DCU was Man of Steel,
No, all of the
Batman v
movies.
Superman, Wonder Woman, and then Justice League. And I thought the DCEU was
No.
Watchmen and Suicide Squad.
No, the DC movies are the DCEU, except for Watchmen.
Anyway, so the
Okay.
movies that we're reviewing
I'm
tonight
sure, Steven.
include.
We're all sure.
We all are sure.
I'm just gonna go out and keep going. So we got Watchmen tonight, Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, and our marquee of the night, Justice League.
Oh, we added more.
Yeah, we just added Watchmen and Suicide Squad.
Okay, Steve.
Oh, I mean,
We'll catch up, don't
Watchmen
worry.
list, that's why.
Yeah, we just added Suicide Squad.
Oh,
Alright, cool. Alright, so as you guys
that's what
see,
confused me.
Okay.
I want to give a quick shout out to one of my good friends. He is in, you guys know who he is. He's in Colombia right now, Ryland.
Ryland.
I told him to check us out because he loves Justice League. He's seen that movie probably like 3 or 4 times now because.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Oh,
seen
yeah.
it more than me.
Oh yeah. Why? Because he likes it. He loves comic books, man.
Do not start until we get to the.
Wait-
do not
wait
start
till
until we
we
get to the review.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, I just gave a shout out to the man. Though I don't insult the guy, but
Don't.
I know. I love Ryland.
But yeah, so Ron, if you're here, just write to us on our Facebook page or on YouTube, or if you want to message me, that's fine. I can read it out to the guys as well. But either way, that's our little shout out tonight. But other than that, you guys ready to begin?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Watchmen, 2009, Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
Take it away. This is a film that I have not seen.
Who has seen it?
I have.
Okay, so all three of us have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've
Awesome.
heard many great things, obviously, from you guys about this film. So yeah, take it away. Tell me. Tell
You
us.
want me to do it?
You can.
Yeah.
I think you should be the one to do it.
Okay, so Watchmen takes place in an alternate universe set in the 1980s. It is a different 1980s. Richard Nixon has been elected as president 4 times now, and there are costumed vigilantes. And Nixon recently instated what is known as the Keene Act, banning all costumed vigilantes from, doing their thing. Throughout the whole movie, we follow the characters of Dr. Manhattan, the comedian, Rorschach, Silk Spectre, and Night Owl. The movie starts out with the death of the comedian, and we have to find out who killed the comedian, why did they kill the comedian, etc., etc. Inside this universe, there is only one superpowered being, and that is Dr. Manhattan. He basically has the ability to see the past and the future, but not interfere with it, as well as sort of create things and build up and break down matter. Rorschach is played by Jackie Earle Haley. Silk Spectre is played by Malin Ackerman. Dr. Manhattan is played by, what's his name?
Who is it?
Dr. Manhattan.
Oh.
Billy Crudup.
Billy, yeah.
Billy Crudup. Night Owl is played by Patrick Wilson, and the comedian is played by one of my favorite actors, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Basically, it's kind of a conspiracy theory movie as well as a mystery. You're trying to figure out, like I said, who kills the comedian, why did he kill the comedian, and all of that. So, that's basically the synopsis of the story. Do we want to get into reviews now?
I was gonna say, you guys want to get into like any details about? Because I heard this film as I was studying one night.
I feel like it's better to keep it a mystery because the movie is so like.
It's so deep.
It's really deep to get into because the movie does involve like a lot of like flashbacks.
Yeah,
The
majority of the story is told through flashbacks.
Okay.
Yeah, so it involves like jumping back and forth through like the past into the present.
Is this a Christopher Nolan
Sometimes
film?
even the future.
So it's flashbacks and flash forwards.
Yeah.
So
Did you guys hear what I said? I said, is this a Christopher Nolan film?
Why? Because he's going back in time and all that?
It's because time was like, he's been manipulated with time, so yeah.
oh.
Okay.
I didn't catch.
I just hear
that one did not
silence.
catch
I hear silence. I hear, oh, from Steven. I'm just.
I'm like that one did not catch me, but
I mean, I could go like through everything with this movie, but keep in mind this movie is the director's cut, which I think is the best cut. I have not seen the ultimate cut, but if you have to choose between the regular one and the director's cut, definitely go with the director's cut. It's 3.5 hours long.
How long is the ultimate cut?
The ultimate cut is 4 hours.
Let's do it.
And I think it's like 4 hours 15 minutes.
Let's do it.
I want to watch it.
It's
Wait,
how many?
I can't.
Wait, it's
4 hours and 15 minutes.
I don't think I can.
See, here's the thing.
I can do it.
I said that, and also I remembered I fell asleep on Blade Runner. That was like 2.5 hours, almost 3.
That was also at like midnight.
Yeah.
That's true.
Here's the
We
thing,
all
though.
were tired. of
Depends
Blade
on the
Runner.
time of day.
Also,
Here's the thing, though. With
Like,
Blade
Blade
Runner,
Runner's slow.
I watched that film at like 7 or 8. I almost still fell asleep because I don't. It's very slow.
I also had like a long day that day, but we're not
I
here
was
to
gonna
talk
say,
about
okay,
Blade
bring
Runner.
it back to Watchmen. Guys.
We're here for DC.
Who wants to go first with Watchmen?
I'll go.
Do you want to go?
Yeah.
All right.
So, Brendan already explained the synopsis. It's been a little bit since I've seen Watchmen, but from what I remember, it's a very good take on what it is. Like it's well, first off, it's very different because it's first off, it's an R-rated superhero movie. Like I mean, it's not new because we had like Blade and we had like Punisher Warzone.
Yeah.
So you had like
Punisher Warzone.
we've had R-rated movies, but they're like this was like one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Next to Deadpool, which came out 7 years later.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's only been like really like two big R-rated superhero movies, Watchmen and Deadpool, both which have the reason to be R-rated.
They're two complete opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, but they both have reason to be R
No, I
because
know.
they're both bloody.
No, I know.
Yeah, they're both bloody, but I like Watchmen. Even though I've never read the graphic novel, from watching the movie, it takes its time.
Mm-hmm.
It takes its time to drop you into this universe. So like it lets you know like, hey, this is happening. Like it lets you know like what's happening in the past, why are things happening now, and then tells you what will happen in the future.
Yeah.
It gives you like a lot of it makes sure you're like well wrapped into the universe of it, and then slowly takes you along. Like it doesn't really like jerk you like forward like too far into it, and then brings you all the way back to explain stuff that like might have happened too quickly. It just slowly like takes you along for like the ride that it is, the long ride that it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing. I really like the movie. It's I watched it like early on when I was younger. I don't know how I found it. It was on TV, so of course it was edited.
Censored.
It was censored,
Oh, God.
which therefore it wasn't good because it's censored.
The thing is, on TV, I'm pretty sure that it's the director's cut that they used, and it's like on TV, it's 5 hours.
Oh, yeah, it's
No,
commercials.
I watched the original one. Like the
Really?
the regular cut was when it first started getting put on TV. They used the regular cut.
I think now they put the director's cut though.
I think
They
so.
censor a lot.
But yeah, like I watched it on like Spike or FX, so they don't. It's still edited, but like I don't think not as much as it would be
on like TNT.
on like TNT or whatnot. So you still see a little bit, but not a whole lot. And editing movies just takes away a lot of how like good it can be, because they take out like things that'll like will make an impact. If it's bloody, it'll make an impact on the audience. So taking whatever that might be away from the show or like the movie or whatever it might be, just kind of gets rid of the substance. So watching Watchmen in like its full bloody like glory gives its full glory, just gives it that time to just show you what like how great it can be and how much goes into it. Also without commercials.
Yeah.
So.
I agree with you, Steve. Like when you're watching a film, I think the only time you can watch a film on TV is if it's on HBO or something like that.
Like on like
even
a
that's not TV. That's like not pay per view, but like
premium channels.
Yeah, premium channels.
Yeah, every now and then, like for like my family, every like dish or like HBO will get us like a free little like a month or two of just HBO, and so you have films like that you can go watch them, and it's obviously the best you can get because it's HBO is only select. But other than that, I agree with you, Steve. It's not it doesn't give the movie justice at all because you're missing out, especially when they make those like they skip out like the most important scenes sometimes too, and you're just like, whoa, wait, like I didn't
because they're violent and they don't like want to show that to whatever kids might be watching Watchmen.
Yeah.
Brendan, little Brendan's watching it.
Yeah.
Mommy, what?
I think I watched it for the first time when I was in like 8th grade.
I mean, I probably watched it around then
I was
too.
gonna say it came out in 09.
09, so
we were
yeah.
in the
6th grade.
Yeah.
Well, you were in
I watched
7th.
You were
I
in
watched it
7th.
in 8th
Yeah, I was in
grade.
like, I was in 7th.
I watched it as a sophomore.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Nah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you watched
Oh.
it the first time.
I watched it for the first time like last month.
When you said sophomore, like really high school, you used to come like college.
Yeah, like he watched it like last
like a
month.
a month ago, yeah.
But yeah, Watchmen's very good. I feel like my favorite character is Rorschach.
That's everyone's
Because
favorite character.
I like Rorschach just like because like I mean he's there for like the most part of the whole. He goes through the whole movie and just like. I mean he acts like he's also the narrator.
Yeah, he is the narrator.
He's a
of the
narrator
story.
and also like you go through the whole movie mostly with him.
Mhm.
So yeah, you get to like go through his story.
Cool.
So yeah, Levi's your turn.
So, like we've said before, I watched Watchmen for the first time last month this year as a sophomore in college. And we watched the director's cut. And, like, I had bought the movie last year as a freshman in college. I just never watched it. The version I bought was the director's cut, so that's, like, the only version I own of it.
Good.
Yeah. And I liked it. I thought it was good. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, though. Like, it wasn't what I was expecting. But it was still good. And I get, like, the reason why it wasn't what I was expecting was because I was expecting, like, it's a superhero movie, so, like, action and fights. And it was all talk and little action. But
That's Zack Snyder.
it is Zack Snyder once we get into his other movies here. Batman v Superman. But it
All
was,
talk,
yeah.
little action.
Yeah, it's all talk, little action, yeah. But it was still good for what it was. It was slow. It was slow in some parts.
Sometimes
but
I might not like this one.
It was, yeah. I liked the movie. I had my things for me. That's all.
I mean that's fair.
Yeah. But it's a good movie overall. I don't know who my favorite character would be though. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know what else to. Yeah.
All right, I guess it's my turn.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure I'll figure out things to say as we continue to go along.
Yeah,
between
I was about to say
monologues.
reviews. I'm like, I forgot you didn't give your thoughts.
Yeah,
yet.
Yeah.
I give my thoughts. I give
This is literally me last night with Koo
Yeah,
again.
not paying attention.
Hey, this time I don't have a phone. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you don't
what's
have a
going
phone to
on?
blame.
What's going on?
Like I said, I just came back from a 4-hour D&D session.
That's true.
That burns your brain for a
Alright.
while.
That's true.
Okay, so Watchmen. First, I'm going to premise this by saying that Watchmen is probably my favorite graphic novel of all time. I've read it 3 or 4 times now, at least. It is a great story, and like it leaves an impression on you. It really does. And I actually watched the movie before I read the graphic novel, and I gotta say, like, you guys are probably gonna like. I know, Levi. I know you're probably gonna like flip out about this, but Watchmen is probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
Oh no, I know you've said that.
It really
multiple
is.
times.
The cinematography in it is just. I really like it. I love Zack Snyder's cinematography.
I guess that's one thing. I guess I could say, like, I liked the lighting in this movie. The lighting in this movie was beautiful. It was really nice.
I just really like Zack Snyder's cinematography. Like, I know, like you said, he's a lot of talk, little action, but
who's his DP regularly?
I don't know. I don't know who his DP
I'm gonna
is.
look it up.
Typically, when directors when they have a good like list of movies, they have the same DP for almost every single film.
Like they find like a director and a DP work together a lot. They have the same vision. Yeah.
Because Zack Snyder is a very visionary director, and I feel like that is why this movie is the perfect fit for him. We'll discuss the DCEU movies later after I'm done talking about Watchmen, but Watchmen is literally the perfect fit for Zack Snyder. If you read the graphic novel, you will notice that he has basically taken the panels and brought them to life. One of the things that, because I've watched loads of behind-the-scenes extras for this movie, and one of the things is that Zack Snyder actually used the graphic novel as the storyboard for this movie. He has lifted shots from the graphic novel.
Did you guys find the?
We're going.
Yeah, you kind of distracted me.
I was gonna say I'm enjoying his.
Don't look at us. Oh.
I'm enjoying your
It's not looking at you; it's listening to you. Oh. He's basically lifted comic book panels and brought them to life.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, that like the graphic novel is a lot more colorful than his movie is, but overall, it is just I think it's a beautiful experience. There are some moments where, like, the acting could be a little bit better, mostly from Malin Ackerman, who plays Silk Spectre. She has her moments.
Yeah.
But, also your mic is off because you kept talking.
Turn it back on, we're done.
Yeah, we found it.
Yeah.
Malin Ackerman could have had some better moments. Her acting was not the best in all the scenes. However, every other actor, I believe, plays their part very well. Jackie Earle Haley as Rorschach is absolutely amazing. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, his character is killed off in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, wow.
However, the rest of it, like, all of his scenes are through flashbacks of the other characters, and he just. Yeah.
I'm
gonna say he plays an asshole really well. Like that's just how he is.
5 minutes away.
Yeah.
That's for the F word.
Oh no, I'm saying I agree with you.
What?
That he plays an asshole really well in this movie.
Yeah, you said 5 minutes away though.
That was me.
That was him.
Oh, I thought you said that.
No, that was me.
No,
that was me saying I agree.
That's
with
for
you.
the F word.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he plays a major dick in this movie.
Yeah. But like, I don't really have much else I can say about this movie.
So he's only in the movie for 5 minutes?
Huh?
He's only in the movie for 5 minutes because he gets killed off?
Well,
and then he gets in flashbacks?
in present day.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, in present day, he's only in it for 5 minutes.
And then flashbacks?
And then the rest of it is flashbacks. But he steals every single scene that he's in.
Mahershala
Because
Ali.
No, he was in the whole. He's still in the whole.
He's in the whole movie.
Yeah.
They don't show.
It's just
true.
present day. He's killed off in the first 5 minutes, but you see him for the rest of the movie through flashbacks. When I was younger, I absolutely hated Dr. Manhattan. I thought he was boring. But every time I watch the movie and read the graphic novel, I like his character a little bit more. Because he's very bland. He's very like, oh, I'm going to talk like this the whole entire time. Because I have no emotion. But
If Nicolas Cage, like,
If Nicolas Cage had no
Oh, I'm
emotion,
going to
Yeah.
talk like this for the entire movie.
Time is meaningless. But the more I watch it, the more I actually like his character and am intrigued by him. Yeah, I mean this movie is bloody. It's very bloody, especially in the
I
director's
just had a really funny thought.
oh
Oh
no.
God.
It was what if Nick Cage played the comedian in this movie?
Oh no!
You just ruined their entire.
Oh Lord.
What happened to the American dream? You're looking at it.
We found out who the DP was.
Who was it?
He doesn't have one. He has one regular DP, but for all the DC EU movies, he switched it up
Oh,
like
okay.
multiple times.
Interesting.
His normal DP, his name is Larry Fong. Like
Okay.
he was the DP for 300, Watchmen, Sucker Punch, and Batman v Superman.
Okay.
But he had a different
why
DP. Yeah.
That's
he-
why the cinematography looks the same in Batman v
Yeah,
Superman as it
but
does
he
in
had a
Batman.
different DP for Man of Steel and Justice League.
Maybe he was like.
So
Larry Fong did he also DP Kong Skull Island?
he did. Yes. he
Yeah.
did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
And that's actually really nice cinematography. I
Kong
would
Skull
say.
Island is a really good movie.
It's a lot of orange, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What was that
It's a-
face, Levi?
I didn't like. I didn't. It was entertaining. Nothing else. It was.
I knew you were gonna say that. I could just.
It's shot really well.
One last thing that
Okay,
I
I'll
want to
give
say
you
about
that,
Watchmen
yeah.
is that it's deep. It is very deep for a superhero movie, and I think that's probably why I like it, is because, yeah, I mean, Christopher Nolan took Batman and brought him into the real world, but like, this is actually what it would be like in the real world, I think, because, like, none of these guys have powers, none of these guys are rich, they're just normal guys except for Dr. Manhattan.
The average Joe.
I was gonna say. I think I really like how. You mentioned how not Christopher Nolan. Jeez. Yeah.
Zack Snyder.
Yeah, Zack Snyder. You said how he literally pulled the pages out of the comic book and put them into
Yeah,
the
he
movie.
used the panels as the storyboard.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then he said afterwards, however, in the book it's more colorful, and I
Yeah.
said to myself, see, even when it's a graphic novel, the book is still better.
Wow.
It really is though. You said it like, and I.
However, you can say that, but the ending for the movie is so much better.
Okay.
Because when they were reading it, they're like, this is a really good story. However, the ending is stupid and it doesn't make any sense. So they changed it.
Okay.
And I was like, that's so much better than the graphic novel. Like, I can't tell you what it is until you see it,
Okay.
but
I have to get myself ready
the
for it.
graphic novel, like, the ending is so bad. I told you about it.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
It was going and it was going and then.
Do you know about it,
Yeah.
Steven? Do you know about what the actual ending of the graphic novel is?
No, but for what I
I'll
can
tell you.
From what
I'll
I
tell
can
you
tell,
what it is after this.
from what I can tell, the novel was just going and going and going, and then
It takes a left turn.
I'm gonna say it just fell flat on his face in the end.
Oh no! I mean, it's not the complete ending. It's just like
It just
the very important part with Dr. Manhattan.
Oh.
Yeah, they changed it. Yeah. Okay,
Well,
that's
damn.
about
Okay.
that's
Well,
about all I gotta say.
Sweet.
Alright.
You guys would like to get into reviews?
Yeah. We already. You mean our ratings?
Rating.
ratings.
Sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Stevens.
I'll give Watchmen an 8.2.
That's
Oh,
all
just
right.
wait.
Well, he's not gonna love when I give Man of Steel.
Just wait.
I know what years is gonna be.
Oh, yeah,
around.
we're revisiting a lot of stuff too.
Oh, you are? Yeah, so we'll see if
Because it's
ratings
DC.
change. Yeah. For Watchmen, God. I would give Watchmen.
It's a lot of dead air right now, ladies and gentlemen.
I would give Watchmen probably anywhere between a 7.6 and a 7.8 is what I would give.
So why was this 8.2 like making you
I'm
nervous?
not that
I
far.
know.
Oh,
yeah.
just wait, Levi.
Yeah, we're gonna be like in the
Oh,
9
oh,
or something.
God.
Okay there, Steve?
Yeah.
Okay.
I give Watchmen an 8.6.
Oh, thank God.
No, it's not gonna be in the 9s.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
really good, but it's not.
This one won't be. Anyway.
All right.
Moving on to,
8.2, 7.8,
8.
and then 8.6.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Alright. So moving on. Oop. touch the microphone there. Moving on to Man of Steel, which came out in 2013. Our second movie for tonight. This was another retelling of the classic Superman story. Only this time, this movie is a lot.
You can only twist it so many ways.
Yeah, it's a lot more. Like you said,
It's darker.
it's darker, but at the same time, it is Superman in my opinion. And to quote Ryland, who I hope he's watching this, maybe not, but it's okay. To quote what he said, "I didn't really love Superman that much of a hero until I watched Man of Steel." He said that's when he fell in love with Zack Snyder. That's when he fell in love with Superman all over again. So, and for me, it just made me love him even more than I already did. Because you guys know I love Superman. He's one of my favorite DC heroes.
Yeah.
And then like me and you had a talk like not too long ago about like my opinions on Superman.
Superman is a good villain.
Yeah, I don't
He
like.
can be, yes.
I don't like Superman as a hero at all. I don't like him at all as
Okay.
a type of hero because he just doesn't. The thing he's good. He has a good set of powers, but he doesn't use them all because he's good. He knows his limit.
Yeah.
When he's a villain, he knows his limit, and then he's like, "Hey, here's my limit.
I'm gonna pass my limit.
Push my limits out the window. I'm gonna mess up as much stuff as I can because I'm evil and I know what to do."
Yeah.
Or he'll just be really smart and like he'll just be evil intellectually, kind of like how he is in like Injustice when he just kind of just takes over like everything.
I feel that. Yeah. So.
Irvin, I want you to give the synopsis.
You want me to give the synopsis?
You're
Since
the
you
one
love
who-
Superman so much.
This is like one of your favorite movies, isn't it?
It's not my. It might as well be It's my second favorite
I know
Superman
this is,
film.
okay.
My first one is the Christopher Reeves one.
Yeah.
The one that came out in 1970s, or 1980s. It was 80s.
It was like the 70s.
No,
It was
like
the 70s.
1976.
I want to guess 1975. I want to check this real quick. We're on the clock, ladies and gentlemen.
No.
But yeah, I remember like this movie's up there for you.
Oh, for
on
sure. Yeah.
on one of your lists or like all your lists. This is up there
Not
for
like
you.
my top film list. It's in my top like superhero lists. Just
1978.
1978. Okay, that's
There
right.
you go.
It's not in my top movie list. It's in my top like superhero for like overall. So like Man of Steel is here, and then I have like Batman Begins, that kind of stuff up in their top. So, but yeah, Man of Steel. So, like I said, it's the retelling of Superman's story, his origin story, and how he came to be the Man of Steel. So we begin on the planet of Krypton, where basically there is war happening, and Jor-El, who is played by Russell Crowe. I almost said Kevin Costner for some odd reason.
That's
his
because
other
his
dad.
birthday.
Yeah. I don't know why. So Russell Crowe is Jor-El, and he and his wife have Superman, Kal-El, and they have to get him out of there because there is a villain by the name of Zod. I almost said Zed for some odd reason too. I'm thinking of like.
Zed's dead, baby.
You had to do that. Yeah, Zod. And Zod basically is trying to take over all of Krypton, and when he finds out that Jor-El has a son, he wants the son so he can raise him up to, be basically his son and say, hey, I want to teach him right. Jor-El's like, nah, fam, he's mine. And so he puts him in the capsule, and they send him off to Earth. Happy landing. Another happy landing. I have to say that too.
Oh my god.
Kal lands in Kansas, and he is raised by, his parents basically find, I forgot what his aunt, I guess his mom, not his aunt, his mom.
Martha,
yeah.
How do you forget that?
Martha.
Why did you say that name?
Martha Kent.
That's right, Martha.
We're not on that movie yet. Let's stay on Man of Steel.
He crash lands in Kansas. He gets a new mom and dad, and he's raised by them, and slowly he starts to realize that he's different from everyone else. There's like the famous, in all the Superman films, there's always the famous scene where like he has like the famous plaid shirt on. He's like working on the farm, and then at one point he just like starts jumping around everywhere, and he can realize that for a short time he can jump around, and then eventually he finds the kryptonite in the original film. He finds it underneath the shed in this capsule they buried underneath. So a lot happens in this film. He finds out that he's different, that he's no ordinary kid off from Kansas, and so he realizes that he has powers, and once he realizes that, he grows up to be to go work in the Daily Planet. He gets I'm missing a couple of stuff, aren't I?
That's at the end of the movie, fam.
Where he goes and works for the newspaper.
I was gonna say this.
That's
Yeah,
at
that's
the
at the
end
end.
of the movie.
It's been a little bit.
Basically, he's a hobo throughout most of the movie. He's just walking around.
Because he don't wear the glasses and dress up and everything until the end of the.
He's basically a nomad walking from place to place.
Yeah, basically.
Doing what's good in
Getting
the
jobs
world.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's been a little fuzzy since I've last seen this
It's
film.
okay.
It's not. I'm not trying to butcher this film at all. Shut up, Brendan. Stop laughing at
We
me.
watched
It was
the
funny.
opening when we first got our TV.
Yeah, so we could see it in 4K.
We watched the opening scene, and that was it.
Yeah, we watched the openings.
But yeah, so and then later, of course, he realizes that he's different. He finds out that he's from Krypton and that he has to go find out his true destiny. He's not an Earth human being. He's someone else. Eventually, he does find his way back to Krypton. Finds out that his dad left him a bunch of messages that what am I forgetting
Oh,
now?
he doesn't. Okay, he doesn't go to Krypton. He goes to the Fortress of Solitude.
That's what I meant. Fortress of Solitude.
Krypton's gone.
This is why you're here. All right. Anyway,
Long gone.
Fortress of Solitude. You know what I meant. Ryan, I hope you're not listening. Right now. I'm butchering everything. Anyway, Fortress of Solitude, not Krypton, because that's gone. He finds out that his dad left him a bunch of messages saying basically, here's who you are. He finds the costume, which the biggest thing they said that was for the first time in Superman's career, he finally learned how to put his underwear, the red underwear, on the inside of the costume because his whole costume now it's that blue, the brand new one. That's actually what they said. It was like a funny joke they had for a long time. But I love the suit, the way it looks. It's clean. It's a brand new design. And he finds out, hey, I'm this other being. I have to, basically be the hero that my dad wants me to be. And, we see that Zod finds out where he is. He's like, oh wait, he's not dead. He's actually on Earth where, he's where these puny humans are. I'm gonna go find him and I'm gonna try to go and kill him because, he basically betrayed, Jor-El betrayed him. Now he's a traitor too. Zod comes to Earth. Superman sees that, hey, the Earth needs saving from Zod. Classic storytelling again. And the best part of the movie is the fight sequence at the end of the movie, right? Because that's where all the action comes through. Some really great, just some camera shots. Not so much cinematography, just camera shots in general. Because the way they got those shots to make and all that stuff was really cool. But yeah, he ends up, not really a spoiler, he beats Zod, obviously. Kills him. And then starts the job. He applies for the job at Daily Planet, where he and Lois Lane start to get into contact more. So there you go. I'm sorry, my mind is focused on.
When you said that, I was like, "Are you thinking of the Christopher Reeve?"
Yeah, I was. I was.
I was like, "Cause that doesn't."
I've
happen.
seen.
That's literally the last shot of the movie.
Yeah, it's the thing is because I always. Whenever I watch Man of Steel and the original Superman, there's so many similarities in between them both that, except for Zod, obviously, because he's not in the first one, he's in the second one for the original series. But there's so many similarities that often I start to combine them in my head just because they're so similar. But they are both unique in their own ways. And
Yeah. I mean, like I said, there's only so many ways you can spin the origin of Superman.
Yeah.
It can't span that far. Like the only big change that ever happened is like in like comic books when it talks about Superman's origins, like where he lands.
Yeah.
Because he'll land somewhere else,
like in
like Soviet Russia.
Yeah, he landed in Soviet Russia. In Flashpoint, he landed in Metropolis,
and then was experimented on.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you can only change it so much, but usually when they think of how to change it, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
It's like really monumentally good.
Mm-hmm.
Like Soviet Russia Superman.
And Soviet Russia Batman.
And Soviet Russia Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
So obviously, that's kind of the main synopsis of the story. It's a kind of the classic storytelling of Superman again. Just this time retold, I think, very well. Zack Snyder did a great job of retelling him. He brought this character to a new level, I think, and fantastic job with him. I have a lot to say about him. I want to have you guys go first, as I also go get a drink of water because I'm very parched right now. So I want to have you guys start reviewing it, and I'll come back and I'll finish it up. So
I just want to go down the line.
I guess you want me to go first.
Go for it.
You went last time. You want to go first this time?
Sure.
Just go down the line. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Man of Steel, I really like it. I I understand the criticisms with it, but I think that people are way too hard on Man of Steel, personally.
Mm-hmm.
It is a great retelling of Superman in my eyes. It definitely brings him down to earth, especially when you see him first learning about his superpowers.
Mm-hmm.
The whole scene where he like locks himself in the janitor's closet when he's in grade school. That is just a beautiful moment, I believe. And one aspect that I want to point out is how great of a villain General Zod is.
He is.
Michael Shannon owned this role. The whole, like, I still get chills during the scene where he's like, I will find him. I will find him! I'm just like, oh, he's serious. Like, that sounds really sarcastic,
No,
but
no,
like,
no,
I
yeah,
actually
yeah.
really do like that
Yeah,
scene.
yeah.
And just like his plan, like he's gonna take the Earth and adjust the atmosphere and make it Krypton and just kill billions of people, just so he can bring his planet back to life, because that is his one goal.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what he was made for.
I got flashback to Transformers real quick.
What?
How do you get
Last
a flashback?
night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot that
Yeah.
was the goal in last night.
Yeah, I got like a quick flashback to that. I'm like, oh god.
And last night they were gonna make.
That's a spoiler.
It's not really a spoiler. That's the point of the.
I thought you didn't find it out till the end anyway.
I am so confused.
Just forget we said
Forget-
that, Levi. Forget it,
what
Levi.
happened last night?
I'll tell you.
We'll
The
tell you
last
when-
night, Transformers. The last night.
Oh!
You thought we were talking about last night as in like last night, like what happened the night before?
Levi.
Okay. Anyway, going back to Man of Steel. I love the action in Man of Steel. I get that, like, here's the thing. People can never be satisfied with a Superman movie. In the Christopher Reeve and, like, Superman Returns, they're like, there's, there's no action in Superman movies. Like, he has super strength and he can fly. Just go all out with the action and the powers.
Whoa.
But
What
then-
about number 4, the quest for...
The
Stop.
quest for peace.
for peace.
Oh,
Radioactive
God,
man.
No. But then Zack Snyder makes this movie, and you see how, like, strong Superman is, how destructive he can be, and everyone throws a fit. They're like, oh my god, think of all the collateral damage that Superman caused! It's like,
I mean,
pick your poison.
that's how Bruce Wayne took it in Batman v Superman.
I
Pick your
mean-
poison. Do you want to have a Superman movie where he actually uses his powers and bad things happen because of those powers, or would you rather have nothing
Where he
happen?
does nothing and everything good happens. I'm like,
Yeah, like Superman Returns. The only thing he did was catch the airplane.
oh my god.
That's all he did. And then,
Right.
and then he flew around and blew out fires. That's all he did.
I said
and
that.
he lifted up a rock, a giant rock.
I sat in theaters and watched that movie.
Same.
Why did I do that as a kid? I'm like, yeah, I mean, superheroes usually, I mean, they think about what they're doing, but sometimes they don't. Like, do you ever think the Power Rangers thought about how much they had to pay when they destroyed Angel Grove every single day?
Or what about the Avengers?
What?
Where they
that
don't
actually
think about
comes.
their consequences until Civil War.
Yeah, I'm like that comes back.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, remember when you did all this? No, can't do that
Came back
again.
maybe Superman too.
Yeah, it comes back. Like, the damage that people cause, like, in movies comes back, which is why it happened. Which is why I'm like, it happened in Man of Steel. Also, I'm like, I like Man. I cannot talk today.
You okay?
Yeah,
Hey, same here, bro.
I really like Man of Steel
Same.
because
Yeah.
it's just like it's a good Superman movie
Mm-hmm.
because you get more of a display of his powers because he has to learn them and he has to learn the consequences when he knows when he can't control them.
Yeah.
Like, there are consequences in this movie, which is what I like, because in the last few, Superman just does
He's
nothing.
Mr. Goody Two Shoes, and nothing bad ever happens to him.
Which is why I don't like Superman as a hero, because that's usually how it goes most of the time. Every now and then it'll be like, hey, he'll do something, and then it'll have usually very you have very major consequences.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes we do something to have like consequences. But most of the time he just does something. He just does one thing and that's it.
I also hated how everyone threw a fit whenever he killed Zod.
I mean,
He killed Zod in the original.
Yeah.
He just
No one threw a fit about
he
that.
just put him in a square
Oh yeah, wait, yeah, he didn't kill. He put him in the
and tossed him in
and
space.
tossed him in space. All three of them.
Basically
That's
the
basically
equivalent
death.
of killing him. Like that, they're gonna starve.
Boys,
They-
it's a new generation of people. It is. I'm sorry, it's a new era. It's
I know,
a new
but, like-
generation of people. They're taking it differently than what they would have back then.
I know.
It's yeah.
Like killing Zod, like. Now, if he just was like killed him and had a smile on his face and enjoyed it, that's an entirely different thing.
Yeah.
But like in
Yeah.
this one, he did not want to kill Zod. Zod was the last person of his race.
Yeah.
Like
But he had to.
he had to kill him.
He had to.
It was the only choice he had.
Yeah.
so-
What's he gonna do? Throw him in the Phantom Zone again?
I will say one criticism, like when I first saw this movie, I was like, really? That's how he kills Zod? He's Superman and that's how he kills Zod, he just snaps his neck. But like the reasoning behind it is understandable too. Like what
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, how else is he gonna kill him?
like anything that he can do with his powers.
What? He's gonna laser beam his eyes?
I was
Like,
expecting
that's-
something like big and like boom, Zod's dead or whatever. And
No.
then yeah.
That's
They
not
can't do
gonna
that.
happen.
It's a PG-13.
No, you can do that in a PG-13 movie where you can make it like this big epic boom, you're dead or whatever. Like I'm not saying like go full like Quentin Tarantino like blood everywhere and then coming out and whatnot. No, but yeah. Were you done with your review? I'm sorry, I kind of.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, what was I? I was gonna say that I really love, I like Michael Shannon, in this movie a lot. Also, I got more because when I was a junior in high school, I watched him live do I met him
You met Michael Shannon?
right after a little bit after Man of Steel came out. I went to this event.
Why are we
That
talking
had-
about this? This is
That had him on stage talking about it because Man of Steel was filmed in Chicago a little bit.
Holy crap.
So he was on stage talking about Man of Steel how because where we were down the block from the bank that he died in. That Zod
Wait,
killed him.
I didn't know.
Part of Man of Steel was I'm pretty sure it was in Chicago.
I didn't know that. I thought it was all like.
Metropolis. Oh yeah. they
Yeah,
only
Metropolis-
use
Yeah.
Metropolis for
Yeah, use Chicago for Metropolis.
I didn't know that. I thought it was like.
That's why
New York or
I
something.
mean, no, Chicago is in Chicago's also in Justice League a little bit.
It is.
Yeah,
Oh.
I can't
Yeah.
say when,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
in there.
See,
Wait,
I
like,
can-
like this, the actual city, or they use
Yeah,
the city
the
for?
the city I mean I can see
They
I
used Chicago for shots in Metropolis.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's not like the movie, like it's not the actual
No.
setting of Chicago.
No.
It's,
At least
okay.
no, at least I don't,
Okay.
at least I don't think so.
Okay.
I would have remembered being in Chicago, seeing Justice League being filmed
Okay,
somewhere.
I didn't think so.
See, it
'cause
makes sense because
Gotham and Metropolis.
Yeah, like
are
Gotham.
Right there.
Yeah, they're right next to each other.
Yeah.
it makes sense because Gotham is more New York City and Metropolis is more like a smaller kind of city.
Yeah.
I mean,
They
also
used-
it's
they
weird
used
because
Pittsburgh.
Chicago was used for
Yeah.
Gotham in all in the Batman movies, in
Gotham-
the Dark Knight movies.
And Pittsburgh. They used Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw, like they did a toll or whatever, and like Gotham takes place in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Is where yeah.
Like comic book accurate, that is where it takes place.
Yeah,
Like,
New Jersey.
In the comic books, Gotham is in New Jersey. However,
for
for Christopher Nolan,
Yeah.
the Dark Knight trilogy, they mostly use Pittsburgh and Chicago.
Yeah.
yeah, because I remember seeing
Yeah.
I'm going to get a drink.
yeah, I remember seeing the Dark Knight. I've seen pictures of the Dark Knight being filmed, whenever I rode to the city, we would usually see a bunch of closed off stuff. I've also seen I've seen a lot of stuff being filmed. I've seen Transformers being filmed, Dark Knight a little bit. Actually, one of my sister teachers was in the Dark Knight actually.
When
The guy who Joker shot in the face.
really?
That was actually one of my sister's teachers.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Being from Chicago has its really big perks.
I know.
Seeing Michael Shannon.
When I went to New York last Thanksgiving, we went down to a street where it was shut down because they were filming.
Yeah.
But
what were they filming?
What?
What were they filming?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
They were filming a movie, but the whole street was shut down. We went down it, but
It's
I knew.
mm,
Gotham takes place like even though they don't film
In
Gotham
New
City in
Jersey?
New Jersey, but like the city itself is placed in New Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, it was really nice because like that was like one of the first time like I actually like had, either like I did like I saw like I didn't like directly like I didn't like exactly like shake his hand, meet him, but like we were in like the same room, talk like interviewing, like he was being interviewed about like Man of Steel. You know, the same week I also saw M. Night Shyamalan in the same week.
Oh my god! You see everybody. You've seen everybody in Chicago.
Yeah. I'm like I've seen. It's like I was like this. It is 1 week I met Grant Hill, Michael Shannon, and M. Night Shyamalan this all the same week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It was crazy. It was really nice. But yeah, like
Nice.
Michael Shannon, like because he talked about the movie. He was talking about Man of Steel, and like when I saw him, and he really liked it because he really liked being General Zod in this movie.
Yeah.
He had a
fun time doing it. He let us know that a lot when he had a fun time like in like filming like Man of Steel, and you can very much tell he had fun with his performance as well. Like he really enjoyed what he did, which is that's the best way to be in a movie, but also the best way to be a villain in a movie. You have to have fun with what you're doing because you're not like villains aren't always the most liked of people.
Yeah.
Because they're bad.
I mean,
but
Loki.
Yeah, but he had a turnaround.
That's
though.
true.
General Zod does not turn around at all.
No.
But the thing is, villains can also be compelling, which makes them good. He's just very like General Zod in his movie is just very strong and just like intimidating. He wants to. When he says he's gonna find like Clark,
he's gonna find him.
He's gonna find Clark.
Yeah.
And he did find Clark.
Yeah.
And he made sure Clark felt that when he found him.
Yeah.
Michael Shannon was goddamn amazing in this movie. So.
Nice.
Levi, it's your turn.
I was gonna say, yeah, we kind of need to. Like,
we need to hurry this
up.
Steel.
Cause we gotta get the Suicide Squad.
I'm agree. Like Man of Steel,
No,
I like.
that's
Man of Steel is a good movie.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Man of Steel. I'm glad we all are like on
We all
agreement
like
with
Man of
that.
Steel.
I'm really glad
Yeah,
too.
all four of us. Thank you. But yeah, it's really good for Zack Snyder. It was one of the betters of like all talk and no action, because there is a decent amount of action in this movie. Thank God. But it was nice seeing like modern day and age Superman, like a new look to him, a new style to him. And like you guys have said, Michael Shannon is great in this movie as General Zod. And you guys have said everything else. I like Man of Steel. It's good.
Irvin, do you have anything you want to say?
Oh, do I have anything I want to say? Of course I do. But yeah, so for me, Man of Steel, it's like I said, it's one of my favorite superhero movies out there. Definitely, it's like second place next to the Christopher Reeve Superman because, it has that same spark that I had when I was a kid watching that movie for the first time, and now it was back again. I remember seeing like the trailers for this film, and I didn't want to go see it just because, like, I wasn't like a huge I went to movie theaters a lot, but like I like movies a lot, but I didn't want to I didn't go as much as I do like right now. So I really wanted to go see it, but at the same time, like I was always kind of like doing my own thing, so I really didn't have time to. And then we rented it and we watched it, and I was just like, this is incredible. And everything about the movie I love. I love Henry Cavill. I love Amy Adams. I love all the the characters. I love the setting, the story. Everything just flows really smoothly. And I think it was the first Zack Snyder film I ever saw too, because I didn't know. I knew about Watch. I just didn't know who he directed it. I was like, just watching some film. When I knew Zack, I'm like, okay, I can see Zack Snyder kind of with that film now because it looks so like that comic book style and stuff. But definitely, Man of Steel has a very special place in my heart for movie just because it's really well made. It's a great story, retelling of the classic story, and of course, I envy the current generation because they get to grow up with this great film, and it's really cool. And I think it's kind of one of those films that it's a classic as the years go on for like Superman films, just because you don't have to at this point. You don't even have to watch Superman Returns anymore. you can just go from Christopher Reeve to Henry Cavill.
Let's just throw
Superman
Superman
Returns
in
yeah.
the trash where it
Yeah.
belongs.
But yeah, in terms
Put it in a
of
dumpster fire.
yeah, but like everything, especially I really love Henry Cavill in this movie just because I think his acting is superior. I think it's amazing how they got a British guy to play an American hero. Like you don't really
That's
see.
happened a lot.
Yeah, you don't see that in too many like superhero, and especially
Spider-Man, Batman.
Well, I know, but I'm saying it wasn't as common. Now it's
They
becoming
cast an
more.
Australian as a Wolverine.
Okay, you know
Wait.
what?
Yeah.
Andrew Garfield was British.
No, I know that.
Christian
I keep
Bale was
forgetting
Welsh.
Christian Bale is British.
He's
Yeah.
Welsh.
I keep forgetting.
But I'm saying
that.
like you originally you had Christian Bale, then you had who else are you talking about? Christian Bale, and
Andrew
then
Garfield.
well, I'm saying before
Rick-
like
Oh, before?
yeah, like
Rick
Jackman was
Grimes and-
Australian.
yeah, Hugh Jackman.
Rick
like,
Grimes in Walking Dead.
see,
Yeah,
you
he's
had
British.
those two guys mainly from different countries playing these American heroes, and then Henry Cavill kind of started a new trend of that as well because now you have for Spider-Man you have
You had Andrew Garfield.
Yeah,
Now
Andrew
we have
Garfield.
Tom Holland.
yeah. So that's the trend is continuing. So I
Tom Holland's
applaud.
not British.
I applaud Henry
Yes.
Cavill for that. I really think he
No,
did a
he's
great
not.
job.
Pretty sure Tom Holland's British.
No, he's not. He's American.
He's not?
No, he's not.
British.
Tom
Yeah.
Holland? Yes, he
Tom
is.
Holland.
Yes, he is.
No,
he
he's
is
not.
British.
He's British.
You're lying to me.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
Tom
we're not
Holland
lying
is
to you.
British.
No.
Yes.
Too many Tom.
Guys, really? I
mentions.
was in the middle of. Okay, anyway.
Continue. Or
But.
He's British. He was born in England.
what I say.
I didn't
Leave, I have a
know.
question. Why do you do that to me, man?
This
Come
is
on.
mind blowing.
Levi, why'd you do that to me? Anyway.
Continue talking. Ignore me. Continue talking.
So-
What do you do?
We need to.
But yeah.
Yeah, we need to wrap this up.
I'm
Like,
trying
actually.
to.
I'm sorry.
But, yeah, no, I really love this film for everything that it is. Definitely. It's just one of those films I can always. I even bought it on 4K. That explains
Yeah.
how much I love this film.
Your first 4K.
I kinda-
movie.
At the moment, I think I should have just gotten it on Blu-ray because 4K doesn't really make that much of a difference.
Yeah.
But hey,
I think it's just because we have a 4K.
A 4K.
here's the thing though: if I could buy one 4K
Yeah.
film, I'm glad I bought that one. And
Yeah.
sadly, Blade Runner. But all right, so let's go.
Wow.
You know I was gonna say that. Let's go to ratings.
We have to though.
Too bad.
Okay, I give Man of Steel a 7.8.
I give Man of Steel 7.6.
Ooh.
I give Man of Steel a 7.3.
All
I
right,
almost said 7.6.
Irvin?
excellent. 9.3 it is.
All right.
All right.
Ah!
Moving on. Next on our list we
All right,
have
let's go
Batman v
Superman.
Let's
Superman,
knock out Batman
which
v
came on in
Superman.
2016.
Let's take.
We can make this quick.
I mean,
This is the first time we've reviewed this.
No, it's not.
yes, it
We're-
is.
No.
Why did I say we're revisiting it?
He,
We briefly discussed it.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Like, we
why
I'm
mentioned
serious.
it in like various shows, but
Still, we can breeze through
do
this.
you want to do the summary or do you want me to?
I'll do the
Please
summary.
do.
Make it
Okay.
quick, Steven. Don't take 15 minutes doing the summary.
I learned my
How about this?
lesson last
How about
You're
this?
one to talk to.
Hey, hey, hey,
so-
I
How about
Hey,
this?
so-
How about this?
No,
Make just the
X-Men show.
quick summary.
I'm gonna do a something.
That's
I'll do a
different.
grid synopsis.
That is
Hey,
not.
Hey, quit your
later.
flickering.
So, Batman vs Superman is basically, it's the meetup we've been waiting for against the Dark Knight against Superman.
The Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
The Dark Knight versus the Man of Steel, and it basically is it's an adaptation of the Dark Knight Returns, with when it's like flash forward a lot, and it's like them basically meeting up and going like against their differences, even though that's already set up.
Yeah.
But this is just like Bruce Wayne and Clark Kent both meet up together, and they realize that I'm sorry, I'm trying to do my best. Like,
No, you're fine.
I'm trying to do my best, like, to not like go into much detail and make this quick as
No,
possible.
you're fine. Yeah. I was gonna say, I probably would have said the same thing. Like Bruce Wayne got vengeance against Superman. Yeah.
Yeah, like Bruce Wayne and Clark, Batman and Superman don't get along. I am trying. Do you want to do this instead?
Hey, guys,
You want to do
come on.
Suicide Squad?
Yeah,
All right.
take over.
Okay. So Batman v
Don't do that,
Superman. Batman v Superman. So like it opens up, like, we see Batman's parents get killed for the 100th time, and it flash forwards, and it's like the end of Man of Steel, and what happens is it Wayne Enterprises that goes down?
It's a Wayne Tower.
It's a Wayne Tower, yeah. And Batman, Bruce Wayne, he's got a vengeance against Superman because he's like, oh, look at the destruction you did to my Wayne Tower and whatnot, and there were people in there I liked and whatnot. So we flash forward, and Superman, Clark Kent's chilling, doing the newspaper life, the superhero undercover life, and Bruce Wayne is Batman fighting criminals, doing his thing, but still trying to find Superman, and yeah. Eventually our two heroes come face to face to have a fight off, with special guest appearance by Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman at the end of the movie. So, yeah.
Not to
That's a
mention
horrible
Lex Luthor is also. Not to mention Lex Luthor is also like playing.
Oh yeah,
stuff.
Lex Luthor's the bad guy.
Played by
He's
Jesse
the one that's
Eisenberg.
setting them up to fight each other.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about that
Oh
part.
my god, you forgot a lot of stuff.
I've only
You
seen
do
this.
that
I've only
See,
seen
that's
this movie
karma. They're
once.
making fun of Steven, and now it gets
Would
back
you
to
done
you.
the same thing?
I remember Jesse Eisenberg actually.
Okay.
I remember Lex Luthor making a movie.
Okay, let's get to reviews with this movie.
It could be quick. Make it quick.
Who wants to go first?
You go first.
Okay.
You start.
All right. All right.
Everyone else has gone first.
So, it's okay. It's Batman v Superman's not bad, but at the same time, it's not good. It once again, like, it shows that Zack Snyder is all talk and not action. Like, because this movie, it's okay, it's entertaining, but there was hardly, like, when it's Batman versus Superman, you need to see Batman versus Superman, and we only saw it twice, and they had one major fight.
I know, yeah.
And that was
Disappointing.
It was like this movie was a letdown. It was disappointing, but it's still good. Or no, it's not good.
No,
But it's not
don't
bad.
lie to
It's
yourself.
okay. It's decent. It's watchable. Not my first pick, but it's still watchable. Seeing Wonder Woman, like the new Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, in it for the first time she's awesome. She's badass, and it set her up for a good standalone film. And then everybody loved that, obviously, moving on to Justice League from there. And so it was nice seeing her. The new look of Batman is the first time we see Ben Affleck as Batman. 'Cause when the announcement was made, there was like mixed conversations about it. Everybody was like, "Oh man, I'm looking forward to it," or people were like,
Most people
"Really,
most people hated it.
Ben Affleck?" But I was one of the people where I was like, "Okay, I'll give it a shot." Like, I was still gonna go see it regardless, but I was like, "Okay, I'll give it a shot." And I was really surprised because I think we all can agree, like, we like Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck's.
I was gonna-
Yeah, we like Ben Affleck as Batman, as
Oh,
Bruce
yeah.
Wayne. He's good.
I was gonna say, I don't interrupt you. I just want to say, like, so even when Michael Keaton was gonna be Batman, people hated him because he did
There's
Mr.
always
Mom.
been controversy about people being
Yeah. The only problem is that, like, both Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton, they did great. I thought they did a great job.
Like, it surprised me, like, because me and my brother saw it together, and when we walked out of the theater, we were all like, we were surprised, like, because we weren't expecting that, but it was a really good performance of him as Bruce Wayne and Batman. He did good. Because it's one of those, because there's some actors where, kind of like Spider-Man, where somebody's good at Peter Parker, but not Spider-Man, somebody's good at Spider-Man, but not Peter Parker. It's
Then you
kind of
get
like
Tom
that.
Holland, who's
Yeah. Good at both.
Good at both,
And
yeah.
that's what Ben Affleck was as Batman. He's good as both, Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Mm-hmm.
So it was the first time we see Ben Affleck as that. He goes on to appear in Justice League and then little cameo in Suicide Squad. But
And now he also has his own standalone.
yeah, now he's getting his own.
No, they don't know if they're gonna have him or Jake Gyllenhaal.
That's
now,
true.
so-
I really
That is
hope they
true,
have Ben
though.
Affleck and not another new
Ben
Batman.
Affleck
Well, it's up to Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
It's up to Ben Affleck.
He's slowly withdrawn from it. Like, he was supposed to be the director, and then he dropped down from that. And he was writing some of the script, and then he dropped down from that, and they
No,
got
they
another
rewrote
writer.
the script. That wasn't his fault.
Okay, well,
Matt Reeves came in and rewrote the whole script.
so see, like, he was gone as writer. So, like, slowly, like, Ben Affleck's been withdrawing from this thing. Like, he's still producer on it and starring in it right now, but we'll see what goes on with.
I can't imagine
Affleck.
Jake Gyllenhaal as Batman.
Yeah,
Me
I
neither.
can't either.
No, I want Ben Affleck as Batman.
The thing is, we just got accustomed to him too.
Yeah.
And
it's like
yeah, we've
pulling
seen
the
him
plug
in 2
right in.
movies, then that's it. Like,
Two
and
major
everybody
films,
likes
yeah,
him.
and he's
Everybody
gone.
likes him, so stay, Ben, stay. But
Hashtag Stay Wednesday.
Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor was a little.
It was literally watching Jesse Eisenberg play himself.
Yeah, basically.
We're seeing Mark Zuckerberg just go.
It was just Jesse Eisenberg just acting weird, basically. Like, that's not how Jesse Eisenberg would act in real life.
That's not how he acts in Now You See Me.
Yeah, it was just weird. He just played like a weird, goofy.
I think he tried to be charismatic, but it didn't work.
Yeah.
Like, it was basically Jesse Eisenberg playing what I just see of as like when Johnny Depp tried to be Willy Wonka.
Oh God.
The thing is though, like Jesse Eisenberg, like he was more like when he speaks, he's just so like polite when he speaks. I feel like he has that constant like perfect language structure, like
or in general.
No, in general.
Oh.
And he added that to Lex Luthor, like.
No, he didn't. He
tried.
stuttered as Lex Luthor.
Yeah, he did.
He stuttered all the time. Like, he never formed full sentences.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he had, like, just the tone of his voice was always like, the same for me.
Oh. Yeah, I can see that.
But overall, for me, the movie is okay. Like I said, it's not bad, but it's not good. It's okay. It's decent. I don't like the Full Metal Batman suit he had in the movie.
But that was from the comics.
That's one of my favorite ones, dude.
I hated that.
They had to
For
have
me,
that.
I hated that. It was trashy, in my opinion. I will say, all the scenes with Ben Affleck as Batman were great. I liked all the fight scenes. They were great. And then, of course, Henry Cavill as Superman. It was the same stuff we've seen in Man of Steel, but it was still, of course, it's good. So yeah, that's Batman v Superman for me. Who wants to go next?
I want Steven to go next.
You know my thoughts about this movie and how much I don't really care for it.
And make it
It's
quick.
okay.
I will. I really don't like. I tried to give this movie a chance because I saw it when Webster did that whole big event of like going to see it when it premiered, like that Thursday night premiere.
We weren't here for that.
Oh yeah.
You were a freshman. We were seniors in high school.
We didn't even know who you were yet, Steven.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's like
I forgot about
I was
that.
like, why are you looking at us
Because
like
I
that?
did
We
that.
weren't here.
I forgot because I repeated my freshman year. That's why I'm like I've done this before. I'm like I repeated my freshman year like with Andrew actually. So yeah, I don't care for the movie because it tries really hard, and it gets some spots really. It does stuff really well, like it does Batman. It does Batman very well. It does Wonder Woman amazing. It gets like you get two really nice characters in it. But I mean, like Superman doesn't do a whole lot in this movie. He doesn't do much. But I mean, I like Henry Cavill as Superman, but he doesn't do like a whole lot. Because you see more of Batman because he's the new one. He's the new one in this movie. You see more Batman and Wonder Woman because they're both new, and I like that. And that's why I feel like a little bit more likable of them because you get a more in-depth view of them. But I don't like Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. I don't like him at all as Lex Luthor. It really it aggravates me a whole lot.
Yeah. Because
he doesn't fit. Like in the trailers, okay. He might have seemed like a good charismatic version. In the trailer, you might have seen him as he's good and charismatic, but in the whole performance, he just falls flat on his face.
The Jolly Rancher scene.
Yeah, I don't like that scene either. I don't like the scene at all. I don't like the scene with I don't like the Granny Smith scene either.
Oh, the Sweet Granny's tea.
Yeah, I don't like that scene either.
Yeah.
I'm forgetting a lot of these. I haven't seen the movie in a while, but
yeah, and also I just don't like how they try to put so much in to learn more about other people and hint at other things. Like now, the desert scene in that movie makes more sense because I've seen Justice League. It makes more sense. I also don't like how they shoehorned the Flash into this movie.
Yeah.
Because it literally does not make sense.
I forgot about
Unless
that.
they
shoehorned Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg into this movie.
it was a sneak peek.
Oh yeah.
You're thinking of Suicide Squad, Steven.
No. The Flash was in BBS.
Oh, you're talking about the desert scene.
Yeah, I'm still talking about that.
Okay.
I didn't
was
realize you were
thinking
talking about that.
No,
I thought you were
okay.
talking. I thought you were talking about Suicide Squad.
No,
Okay,
no.
good. We're thinking about it because when you were saying the TV screens, I was like, yeah, I know about that, but I thought there was something else. Yeah. Okay.
Remember, he had
I'm sorry.
because he had like two dreams in that one sequence.
That's
No, I'm
right.
sorry.
One of them was the desert scene. The other one was Flash was just he just came out of the Speed Force.
Yeah.
And tried to tell him something, which I don't know what he said.
He said you were right about him. Lois is the key.
Okay.
I'll explain it to you on break because I
Please
know
do.
what he meant.
Yeah, but to me it just didn't fall. It didn't go right. And of course, the scene that made everyone really upset. Martha. It's just.
Why did you say that name?
And like when I watched that, I laughed in the theater when that happened because it's like, why? It's really unexpected.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna jump in and kind of give my thoughts
Go
on the
for
movie
it.
too.
Yeah.
Sort of like jump off of yours because I understand what they were doing with the Martha scene.
Mhm.
I can respect what they were trying to do because I've seen so many video essays and like yeah you can try to defend it and I'll even try to defend it, but the execution is what ruined that because the idea is that Bruce is becoming what he hates.
Yeah.
In the movie. He's becoming a criminal, he's killing people,
Mhm.
etc., etc. And he is, like I said, he's becoming what he hates, and so when he hears Superman say they're killing Martha, and he realizes that that's his mother's name, and he's seeing Superman as himself. Like, he's seeing Superman as himself, as that helpless kid that just wants to save his parents.
Yeah.
The idea of it is really good. It's like, wow, like, just having Batman have that existential crisis. It's like, it's like a really good idea. But then when you have it executed that way, it comes off as a joke.
Yeah.
And like, I can respect it. I don't laugh at it, but I'm also like, this could have been done so much better.
And see, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
The way you just played it, I didn't think about it that way. And now that I have it in my mind, it makes sense. It makes more sense now.
It makes sense.
It makes sense now. I didn't know that, and also the execution was just not. It just did not
I will
work.
admit the execution is not good.
Yeah.
I am one of the. I have an unpopular opinion, and I actually enjoy this movie. I can admit its flaws, and I can be like, oh yeah, it's not a great movie at all.
Yeah.
But I still like it. I still enjoy it. I don't think it's as bad as everyone says.
And
but I can also see where they're coming from.
Yeah. And also, like, I've heard many people say that, oh, the extended cut does more and like fix up a lot of the loopholes that are in the movie.
The extended cut mostly just adds more Clark Kent stuff to explain why he doesn't like Batman.
Oh.
That's good.
Because you see him go to Gotham and he investigates this apartment building where people actually witnessed Batman beat the crap out of people, and they're like, dude, Batman's like nuts now. He's off. Like
there's something wrong.
There's something wrong with him, and he's horrifying us. And these are innocent people. And so Clark's like, dude, this guy's going way too far. And like you actually see the dude that he branded in the beginning, you see him die in prison because he has the Bat brand.
Ooh.
And Clark finds out about that, and he's like, someone has to stop Batman because this is out of hand. And it's like, wow, that's really good.
That should have been in the movie because it would have made
a lot more sense.
More compelling. Just
Yeah.
But yeah. Also, my flat out biggest problem with this entire movie is Doomsday, because I love Doomsday as a villain so much.
Yeah. I can admit Doomsday's really bad.
Doomsday is one of my favorite Superman villains because of like how insanely strong, and like his just backstory in general is just really awesome.
Yeah.
And just to see him like be just so demonetized and just demeaned and just ruined in this movie
Once again, concept is good of having Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman all fight Doomsday.
Oh,
at once.
concept's great.
But execution
Execution's
is not that good.
Also, I don't like that. Like they just used, let's use Zod's DNA to make Doomsday, which also Lex
What?
Luthor made Doomsday, and it's just like, what?
Yeah.
Please stop. That was like my biggest pet peeve because I was really excited for Doomsday in this movie. Because, like I said, Doomsday is one of my favorite Superman villains because he's just so insanely strong.
Yeah.
And also the fact that he's one of the few people that have actually killed Superman.
Yeah.
So, it takes a lot to earn that title. and it just the execution is not good, and it just doesn't work at all. And then he's just killed off so easily because of the spear, which I also don't like.
Yeah. But a good thing, DC's casting is on point.
That's very true.
Henry Cavill,
DC
Ben
has good.
Affleck, and Gal Gadot.
DC's casting is amazing. It makes good choices. Like it brings in like people, like that I didn't know Gal Gadot before she was Wonder Woman.
Neither did I.
I don't think anyone knew.
The only thing
Fast
was
and Furious.
the only thing would be Fast and Furious.
And I don't watch those movies.
Yeah, I don't either.
So
I didn't know she was in.
Yeah.
I don't know which was you. I don't care for it either. But anyway.
Yeah.
But that's my thoughts on VVS.
That's kind of my thoughts on BVS too. I mean, I enjoy it, but I can admit it's flaws.
All right.
Irvin,
I feel that.
do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm kind of in the same boat as kind of you, Levi, but also as you as well, Brennan, because I guess I should say all of you because
We're all kind of like in the same.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Well,
Yeah,
you like it more than like me and Steve.
Yeah, I like it more than
Yeah.
you guys do.
Yeah, no, I mean I think the thing what I don't like about it is that it had so much potential to be this great film.
Yeah.
But the reason why I like it is that because it's it's the first time you see these movies in live action. These two characters going up against each other like in this kind of not so glorious fight, but they're on the same same screen time together.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's okay. It's decent. I think if they just had a lot, I feel like this project. I feel like with all these like some movies they make, DC's that. They kind of feel rushed just a little bit, Like I'll explain when we get to Justice League as well.
Yeah.
But like just Batman, like it had so much, like it was overhyped to the brim, and then here it comes, and it's like, why was it so overhyped? Like nothing happened.
It's called Batman versus Superman.
No, it's Batman v Superman.
Stop that.
That's what I was talking about. I'm saying that's what was overhyped. Batman
Yeah, I know.
Superman.
I'm agreeing with you. Like, that
it's
is
called
what the
Batman v
title
Superman.
is.
But
that is what the title is.
The actual versus part is like 15 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm agreeing with you.
Okay,
By
I was
saying,
like-
that is what the title
No, yeah.
is. If that is going to be the title,
I'll agree with that.
we
That
need
should be
more
yeah.
screen time of the two going head to head,
I'll
rather
agree
than
with
we
that.
have like 3 minutes of a real quick conversation, a little bit of fight. That was it, and then
Yeah.
at the last, towards the end, 10 minutes of fighting.
It was 15.
15 minutes, yeah. It doesn't, no. There needs to be more fighting between them.
Yeah, my favorite
And that's what made it a letdown.
I was gonna say my favorite scene should be the fight, but nothing happened in the fight. So my favorite scene overall is when Gal Gadot steps in.
My favorite scene is the Batman warehouse fight.
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
one too.
Where he gets Martha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, leading up to that is just very good.
Yeah.
One more thing I want to add, like I know this is your review,
I don't care.
but
It's fine.
all of the dialogue for Ben Affleck's Batman, I love.
It's pretty good. I would agree with you. I would agree with that.
Like the whole part where he's talking to Alfred and he's like, he has the power to wipe out the entire human race. And if there's even a 1% chance that there's, like, we have to take that as an absolute certainty. And I'm just like, dude, that's something Batman would say.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's also because, Batman's prepared to do anything. Like, he's prepared for, to take down anybody, including his friends.
Yeah.
When they go, if they were to ever go off grid, and occasionally they do.
That's why he
And
has
he's ready to
contingency
take.
plans.
He has so many of them.
Yeah.
I think,
That's-
and that was my
Justice League Doom.
I'm like, that's one of my favorite things about Justice League Doom is just you hear all the audio logs about how he has done research on all of his friends, and also himself.
Yeah.
He knows how to get rid of everybody,
Including himself.
Including himself. If all of them, including himself, goes off the grid.
Yeah.
So
There you go. But yeah, no, that's pretty much what I kind of had to just wrap up with that. It's even like a very great film, but it's one of those things that like The Circle looked very good, but it was not what it lived up to. And so yeah, I mean, yeah, it was decent. So that's all I have to say for it.
All right.
Ratings?
You want to take let's do
Ratings
our
and then
ratings and then take a break.
And we only have 2 movies left.
Yeah, we have to breeze through Suicide Squad. so we can
We've
get
done
into
Easy.
before,
Justice
so
League.
yeah, it's real quick.
Yeah, we can do this real quick.
Who wants to
Okay,
start?
I guess I'll go.
All right.
I will give Batman v Superman I'll give it a 7.5, 7.6.
Okay.
All right. I'll give Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice I will give it a 6.8 6.9, 6.8. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll give BVS a 6.3.
Oh God.
And I
Going
would,
down.
and I would give it a 7.2, 7.3.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that, you like that, Levi? You like
It's
that? You like that
lower
rating?
than his. Yeah.
You like the
Never
sevens?
mind, I actually enjoyed
Yeah,
Batman
that's
v
true.
Superman,
That's
so.
true.
I thought it was alright. It was okay.
Alright.
We're the three of us.
All right.
Suicide Squad, then we'll take a break.
All right,
Well,
so
take a break then.
Take a break.
Take a break then.
So-
Yeah, you know what I meant.
yeah. So this is gonna be the end of our first half. Where we reviewed Watchmen, Man of Steel, and we just ended with Batman v Superman. For our second half, we'll be briefly going through Suicide Squad. Blink it and you'll miss it, and then leading up to the marquee of the night, Justice League. So stick around. We have plenty more for you guys to take a look at. We'll be right back. You're listening to your station, your voice, the Galaxy Radio.
Live stream is still on.
No, well, yeah.